Suze Orman has bleak advice for millennials retiring early. A 28-year-old woman sitting in the front row at one of Suze Orman's events last year asked the celebrity financial advisor for some tips on retirement. Typically, but this was different. The millennial would-be retiree had gotten a taste of the FIRE movement financial independence, retire early, and she was looking to hang it up within 2 years. "Well, how much money do you have?" Orman asked. "Yes, but with some debt." "Really?" Orman could only "I can't wrap my brain around FIRE," Orman told MarketWatch in an interview. That's putting it mildly compared with when asked about the movement on the Afford Anything podcast. She said then, to boil it down, I hate it. I hate it. And as she dishes out the hate, she gets plenty thrown back at her. "There are people that hate my guts," said Orman, who has been a lightning rod in the world of money for her entire career. "You don't even." One thing many critics have pointed out over the years, such extreme views don't always work out in real life. Former MarketWatch columnist Chuck Jaff years ago occasionally hosted a segment on his radio show entitled You Guessed It You. It was nothing personal. Senior Bernie Sanders, wealthy TV experts are shaming millennials for buying coffee and avocado toast. But young people are. The ruling class wants to divide the young and old to distract us from an economy that's rigged for the richest 1%. Lately, though, it's FIRE proponents who really seem to have a problem with Orman. In the corners of the internet where early retirees and FIRE wannabes gather, response to her stance has been blistering. They say she's, as financial blogger Mr. Money Mustache, you the most notable spokesperson for FIRE, you put it. Suze Orman goes on and on about what might go wrong, and how you need an incredible amount of money saved to protect you, just in case. But Suze has not been swayed. Orman, who says she worked 20 hours a day in her heyday, contends sacrificing prime earning years, whether it be through irresponsible spending on things like a Starbucks habit or dropping out of corporate America on a whim, will almost certainly come back to haunt the naive optimists when life smacks them upside the head. She knows this because almost every one of them says, "I am older, I just got cancer. I am older." This perspective, she says, is often lost on the youth. Her latest venture will give her another opportunity to spread her financial message to those she believes could perhaps use it the most: young women. Orman, recently, "My whole emphasis lately has been on women and money," she said. "They have to learn that." Orman, who says she's not getting directly compensated by Mogul for her work, will be the keynote speaker and host several breakout sessions at the Mogul X conference in New York in September. Mogul's 32-year-old founder Tiffany Pham, in stark contrast to Sanders and Orman's FIRE-loving millennial critics, speaks like a Suze superfan. "Through the decades, Suze has proven to be a true mogul," said Pham, who landed on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2014. "She is an icon." Meanwhile, Orman isn't sweating her emergence as somewhat of a villain in the FIRE community. "Don't talk to me about it. If that's what you want." In the meantime, Orman fully plans to stick with the approach she's cultivated since she left waiting tables for Wall Street decades ago. An approach that has, "At 25, I know you think you're never going to get older, you're never going to get sick, and nobody in your life is ever going to have a stroke or dementia," she said. "But the truth is, raindrops